Pug's Coco Island, and even the Boy versus Junk Food, which was a collab with former DIAs, which was fun. Anyway, let's let's begin with my demo. First, I'm gonna show you what I did this weekend. Okay, we have the pink dread is a dragon shad. Okay, na pink na pig. Okay, just show you quickly. Medyo choppy ano, but this is an endless side scroller game. So, naglo-loop lang yung platforms when it comes to a certain range at the outside of the screen. You see? Then there. Medyo choppy siya. Basta, ang mechanics nito, he has a double jump. Which yung double jump acts as an attack. See? And of course, when you fall down, you die. So how did I do this? So first, let's remove yung yung stuff we don't need now. Okay. Okay, so you can see here highlighted. Can you yeah, there. Naka-highlight yung background. Ang sa kanya sa katabi niya may makikita kayong red na icon na para may Chinese character. Yan. Yan yung tinatawag natin Playmaker. May naka-attach na Playmaker script, which is now you can see here in the inspector. So within that background, wait. Oh, that's right. Within that background, you will see states. Think of them as like mga box. Now you can put the actions in, and those actions will tell the object what to do. So dito, maghihintay muna siya na mag-start yung game before gumalaw yung background. So may mga actions dyan. It's a bit complicated, but basically it moves yung background images at different speeds. So there's scroll 1, scroll 2, and scroll 3 for the trees, mountains, and the sky. Yeah. They're being moved by a variable, but in this case, the variable is a global variable. Why did I do that? Wait. It's very hard to manipulate this zooming. Anyway, I hope you can see there's a global variable here, which on this drop down list. It's called scroll speed. And why did I make it global? Ano pinagkaiba niya sa local variable? Ang global, you can access anywhere in your scene. Okay? So I can control the speed even when I'm not in this particular object, the background. Okay? It is saved here. A window ang Playmaker. It's called global variables. Okay? Now, let's move on. So if I play this again, tinanggal ko yung ano. Pag start ng game was controlled by the UI. So I remove that. I just put that back in. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna play this and I'm gonna show you the scene view when it starts to move. Let's see how it looks like. You see. In total, I only have 3 platforms, which inside of these platforms, may nakalagay din na object, which is the sheep. Na all of them are prefabs. And sa prefabs din, naglagay ako ng randomization of the height and even for the sheep to spawn in 2 spots, the middle and the further side of the platform. Okay, let's look at the platforms. So again, yes, may naka-attach na Playmaker script sa platform. So to see the prefab, you need to open it there. So what does this do? First, it waits for the global variable, which is a boolean called game start. It's just a yes or no. If the game start, no. It's yes, of course, it's a yes or no. But this what we check for is if there's a change. So regardless of it's a true or false, um, it's gonna see if it's changing, right? Okay. If it change, the game start, we want to go to the next state, which is to move, of course. So let's go back to the scene, and this game start thing is controlled by an object called intro in the UI canvas. Can you see there? UI canvas. Okay. So intro, sabi dito sa screen natin, press space to play daw. So we would want to use yung button ng space, which is called jump. Okay. By the way, this is using the old input system, so to keep things simple. But I do recommend the new input system. So the button inputs for joysticks are more seamless. Anyway, where is that? Input. Okay, input. So we access that button by calling its name, which is here, the name jump. We can assign different buttons by just saying like W. Wait, no, 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 no. Alternate positive button, which is W. Okay. I believe you're already familiar with this, so I'm not gonna stay much longer. Okay, if we play again, I added the W button. It should start with the W. See? Okay. Okay, what's next? The game starts with the pressable button. The background scrolls. Okay. What else? We need the player, right? So let's take a look at him. Let's see the states within the player. So what I did, I made states like for the all possible actions the pig would do. Like if you see, maybe I just yeah. There's an idle, there's a jump, then a jump attack, and then fall, which checks for the total jump count. And then there's the die, which is the explode, and it touches the bottom of the game. You might wonder why bakit hiwala yung fall sa instead of just jumping. Do you wonder? There are two reasons I can think of. First, if let's go back to the scene. Let's say the pig just falls, just walking, just normally walking, and then out of the platform, what happens? It checks if it should fall. That's hence the it's a separate state. But here you can see how does it connect to the other states. You see these dark rectangles above. These are called events. You see, I you add an event by just typing the name, like let's say um, speed, and then let's say that the jump attack was as a global transition called speed, and it adds it to that state, and that's how it connects. When you if you let's for example if you say jump, I wanted to go speed, and if I press the jump, it will go to where it's assigned, to where it's aligned, right? So for now, I'm just gonna put that back before I break the game and remove that. Yeah. Let's also put them back. What else? By the way, not all actions in Playmaker are available. Like for example, this pooling functions. Where's that? Here. In this object, the pooler. Let me just introduce you pooling. Uh, have you heard of this optimization technique already? Uh, this basically, yeah, as I said, it optimizes your game so that it doesn't use too much memory. So pooling is essentially disabling objects in your scene. So example, I have a it's, usually ang ginagamit ng pooling is like for example yung bullet which I have here called firebolt. I have a prefab of the projectile which basically let's take a look at it. It basically moves down. Let's ignore that first. There's a state called drop. It moves down, and then if it collides with anything, it just destroys itself. And at its destruction, it creates an explosion effect. See, pooler spawn. And let me get back to that. Not all actions are available. Like this pooler, if we type in pooler, there's a group of actions here that doesn't come in available readily. You need an ecosystem, which is an add-on that add-on which contains user-made actions. Yeah. So if there's anything you can think of na wala ang current Playmaker, you can go to the Playmaker website and download yung ecosystem, which will give you extra actions. Okay, like the pooling system. Okay, so yung firebolt, pag tumama, sasabog and gagawa siya ng explosion effect. I-spawn niya lang. So balik tayo sa pooler. Ang pinagkaiba, ang pooler, diyan niya sinasabi na, "Uy, game, I need this set of objects na para I can use later." So I've set here yung firebolt. Probably I need 3 in case I would want to have multiple firebolts spawning. So also ginawa ko na din na similar yung sa explode effects in case tatlo yung firebolt ko. You can also see you can see yeah, saan na yun? Yun. You can see that checkbox can grow if you need more, then we tell the game to ignore this and gagawa na lang siya ulit ng bago. Can you see? Hirap ng zoom na 'to, Can you guys still follow? I believe maliliit yung yung view. So I'm not sure if I can point out. Yeah. 'Cause I'm trying to zoom, but I'm not sure you can see. There, you can see on the side. It can grow tick box. Anyway, so that's pooling. We just ask the game to create objects. Let's see. I'm gonna show you by just playing. So game, I need 3 firebolts. Let's see in the hierarchy, you'll see meron ng tatlong firebolts, which is deactivated. And when we need them, yung saan yung player? The play the player will spawn itself a fireball. You can see there. When it jumps, it would spawn a fireball. The puller spawn will also ask you which point should it emit. So right here I have empty game object called fireball emit point that just specifies the point where I would want the fireball to go. If I move this around, for example, here, can you see? Yeah, it would spawn wherever this empty game object is. So let's just test that for the. Mhm. Ignore that. I have a tester game object. Okay, there you go. It spawns where the emitter point is. Okay. I hope malinaw naman. At I know pooling is a bit complicated. But I want to tell you that now so that masanay na din kayo because it would really help in optimizing your games. And mas ano din, mas manageable. So yan. Playmaker really offers solutions na you won't find you won't find readily available in anybody anywhere else. Okay, let's continue. So maybe many of you are wondering if how do you update yung UI? For example, this score text, how do you update that whenever you do something with your game, in your game? Okay, let's take a look at our UI. Inside is the HUD game object, just an empty game object with objects inside. See, inside you'll see score text, just the score text actually, which is anchored to the top right. So whenever we resize the screen, it automatically places itself accordingly. So how do we update the UI display? It's simple. We just need a global variable again, and right, open. We need a global variable for this. So okay, if you look at the states, there are just two. The first one is to initialize. So what happens at the start? At the start, I want the score to reset, as mentioned in the comment here. Reset the score. So whenever I die, the game starts. It begins always at 0. Okay, and then when that's done, you'll see these linking what you call events. So yeah, I'd added a transition called finished, which if there's nothing more the state wants you to do, then it automatically goes to where this transition is connected, which is to keep on updating. Okay, and within this state update, you will see how the score is updated. Score text is being referenced inside this state. It's a bit long, but I'll I'll do I'll redo this so you could see. Okay, we're gonna delete. Yeah, sorry. Just wanna zoom this so mas kita. Okay, I hope you see. Just move this. Anyway, I only need just another state. Okay, when it's finished, I wanna control just for simplicity state. We add a state, right click, add state, and we want to call this whenever you whatever you want. I'll just call this update again, and want to link yung finished sa update state. So within the update, what do I want to do? Wait. Okay. Okay. Ayan. Sorry. Ayan. Okay. So update state. What do I want to do? Of course, I want to update yung score text. How do I do that? First, we uh, we will convert yung global variable na score to string. Okay? And the score is an integer. So, we want to convert integer to string. Convert into string. And i-ask niya kung ano bang int variable gusto mo. Doon tayo sa globals, which I already have, yung score. Right now, naka-on yung debug ko. Just to know na score is at 0. So very useful. Especially when at play mode. You'll see it change if you don't have the UI yet. Anyway, so now, tinatanong niya kung saan mo ilalagay yung string na yun. I mean yung bago natin converted string. So, kailangan niya daw ng variable. Right now, I already have these local variables available. Just called core string. Okay. We don't need to check every frame because we just need to check later on if the score changed. Similar dun sa Boolean when the game starts. So any change made to that, maging true or false pa yun, mag-trigger yung ating event. Events, which are, yeah. Event. Converts into string. So whatever the score is, magagawin niya 0. Lalagay niya as 0 na text. Okay? Okay. Where is it? Let me just... Yeah, score text. We want this to change the contents of this text component. So we'll just click and drag yung score text. I'm holding the score text now and drag it on the state. And we want it to update the UI text there. Now we want this to display yung ating score string na ginawa. We'll just assign that. And if we play now, what will happen is may nakalagay na 0. So what if, example, what if I want may nakalagay na text beside it, like yung score, di ba? What if ganun yung gusto mo? Simple lang. Meron din action para dyan. It's called, tawag dun, let's just go back to the state. Text. Score string. Build string. Yan. Okay lang. Drag mo lang ulit. And it will ask you, ilang parts ba ang string mo? So in this instance, gusto ko lang ng 2. Which is, specify natin, tatype mo lang kung ano, score. Lagyan natin ng space para hindi na magkadikit yung number at yung text. And dun sa sunod na element, lalagay natin yung score string. And then, when it's okay na yung ano mo, okay ka na dyan, kailangan nating i-store sa bago na variable. So, I have here yung score string build. Okay. So, if I play it again, should display right na score 0, which did not happen. Why is that? Let's check. I see. Because sabi dito, ang di-display lang natin is yung score string. Kailangan natin palitan yan. So let's just move this down. Simple. Drag it down. And instead of score string, gagawin natin yung score string build. Now it should display correct. Okay. Yun. Okay. Dito sa game ko, I've set na you can have scores by defeating yung mga wooden ships. Which ang hirap because ginalaw ko yung emission point. So let me just go back to player. Ibalik natin. O diba dyan? Balik natin sa nguso. Mas specifically sa may dila area. Yeah. So you will notice the score. Let me just play this again. The score will change dapat when I kill the sheeps. Okay. Boom. May nakalagay sa sheep state na death. Pag sumabog siya, magbibigay siya ng integer value. Mag-a-add siya ng 1 sa score. So, yeah. Dapat yung pag-change na yun, i-update din dun sa ating UI. So, let's do that. Tayo sa UI natin. Okay. So, why does this not update yung ating UI? Because, first of all, you can use every frame if you want that as simple. Let's play it again. Should work. Mhm. Boom. Okay, gumana na. Gano'n lang kasimple. Kung gusto mo na mas advanced, kung gusto mo nag-a-animate via code yung text ng score para mas may oomph. For this, game, ginawan ko siya ng parang pop-up like animation. Demo ko siya ng madali. Let me just zoom in a bit. Okay, so i-off ko yung every frame kasi there are times na it could get expensive sa computer. Kasi medyo mabigat ang every frame at some point. Kasi pag dumami na yung mga objects mo na laging nag-update every frame, baka mag-slow down yung game. So, ang ginagawa ko, whenever there's a change lang. So, how do I do that? So, yung int, i-check natin kung nagbago. So, just type int changed. There. So, ano daw yung i-check natin? At yan, dito, check lang natin yung global score. So, pag nagbago, saan natin siya i-connect? Easy lang. Gusto natin siyang mag-repeat. I already have an event called repeat. I can just delete that and demonstrate how to create a new one. Change event. Dito pwede ka na mag-directly. New event. Lang natin ulit. Repeat. And wala daw tayong event na nakalagay or walang global event na uh, naka-assign. So let's just say instead of using like a traditional like transition, ginawa ko siya ng global transition na lang. It also works. So pag nagbago yung score, uulitin lang natin ito. And mag-update din siya. Uh-huh. Play natin ulit. Check. And remember, wala pa yung animation. Wala pa akong nilalagay. I'm just testing if it works before we move on. It doesn't. I see. I checked. Nagbabago ang score. Wait, I need to see what's going on. Dito magiging useful yung debug. Okay, right now, wait, let's go back to the scene. Let's check it HUD and update state. I want to see kung anong value ng score if it changes. Oops, yeah. Pasensya na. At yung game dev talaga, puro talaga yan testing. Wait a sec. Now it works. What did I do? Works, you can see. Score is 6. Same as here sa debug. Okay. Maybe I just needed to save the prefab. And it did when I exited the prefab, I guess. Okay, yeah. So let's go back to the HUD object. And gusto kong mag-animate yung text, di ba? And we can do that here sa score display, FSM. Score display. Mhm. Okay. How do you animate via code or the state machine? Madali lang. Variable lang ulit. So, ano ba ang variable ng scale? Float. Float ang X, Y, and Z individually. So, I want to change yung float. So, we'll create an is float. Is float. Yeah. We just put that here. Mhm. So, from the value of, let's say, I want it to start big. So, ang default value is 1. I'll just make it like 0.2. And then to the default 1. So from like slightly bigger just and then it over time magiging babalik siya sa 1. But the good thing about this is there's an ease type which I can specify kung ano. And particularly very useful ito like bounce. So you'll see what happens. Let's reduce the time. Baka ang haba. Medyo snappy. Okay. Okay. Let's maximize and then play. Hmm. Oh, okay. Forgot something. Doesn't animate, right? I don't know if you could see. Kasi medyo choppy. So I'll again slow it down for this purpose. I'll slow the animation down. Let's change the time to hindi pa nagbabago yung score text because di pa natin sinabihan yung state na gawin yun. So I want yung score text to change the scale. So set scale action would do that. We need to specify kung ano ba yung mag-scale. Siyempre, yung score text. And kailangan niya ng variables para kung ano yung babaguhin natin. Kasi 2D game lang siya, X and Y lang. So, dito balik tayo sa is float. I already have another variable called scale. We'll just assign that there, and then put it here as well. Scale. Now we'll set this one to every frame kasi animation siya. Gagalaw siya over time. So kapag hindi yan naka-check, hindi gagalaw yun yung values dito. Okay? So I believe this should work. It, by the yeah, let's just make this bigger. You could see. So you should see a drastic change sa size, di ba? Boom. Uh, wala lang, maarte lang. So yan. Dali lang, di ba? Well, there are other ways. Pwede ka din gumawa ng keyframe animation. That's viable naman. But this is the way I prefer. I don't have files needed for animations anymore. Just do it in-game. Pinadali ng ease float kasi meron siyang mga easing types. So I don't have to animate kung paano ba magba-bounce ang isang bagay. Okay, cool. What's next? I believe that's all I have for my demo. Yeah. So, I've discussed yung states. Let's go back to player yan. May states siya. States and actions, which there are more actions sa ecosystem, Playmaker ecosystem, which you can download separately. Nandyan sa download add-ons yan. And then I also discussed yung pooling and how it helps sa optimizations. You see, you remember, if you remember, gumawa yung game ng hidden game objects, mga deactivated game objects like the firebolt and the explosion effects. And also I discussed yung pag-update ng ating UI. There. So yeah, I believe that's it. If you have questions, please throw them at me. Thanks.
If you have any questions for Sir Peter, don't be shy. Sir Peter, what are the advantages of visual scripting over traditional scripting, you think?
Yeah, well, I believe na mas pinapabilis niya ang pag-game development kasi hindi ka na magta-type pa ng mga custom scripts. You'll just search for it. I mean, you'll still type like here para mag-search like yeah. But generally, mas mabilis siya. So you'll just have to find yung action na gusto mo. Yun isa sa mga benefits. Faster siya, definitely. Especially for this Playmaker kasi yung mga actions are already made. And meron din na available pa online na extra actions, custom actions. Yeah.
How long did you make itong Pink Dread?
Pink Dread, yeah. Of course, I began with the assets. So took it took one day, and then for the development, another day. Yeah.
Okay, I see. What about you guys? Any questions? You can type it or you can talk.
Are you curious on how randomization works here?
Is it flexible in the new Unity's input system?
Yeah, actually, yeah. I believe meron ng built-in din sa Playmaker with the input system. Let me just
Okay,
make
thanks.
sure. Yeah. Meron dyan input eh. I believe it's called a different thing here. I just forgot. So it's been a while.
But generally, you use the old input system, Sir Peter?
No, but it's definitely easier if you're just going to do something small. But if you want to go bigger, I suggest yung new kasi mas madali mag-change ng values sa input. Let's say if I want to change, I have, let's say I want multiple button presses for yung, let's say, yung jump. Pwede ko siyang palitan mas mabilis kaysa if I go here sa project settings, mas mabagal, 'di ba? And parang hirap din, ah. And most of the time, I figured out na hindi nagko-correspond yung gamepad inputs dito sa old. So that's why I switched to the new one. So so mas universal yung ating gamepad support. Kasi dati yung gamepad na ginagamit ko PlayStation. and I tried using the old one. Some people that are using Xbox controllers report to me that hindi daw gumagana yung kunyari yung X button kasi parang iba. Yeah, new input system. Masusupport, masusupport nitong Playmaker. Madali lang. Madami na din tutorials. I mean, I just dati kasi wala tong built-in eh. And yung newer Playmaker, I believe meron. I'm just trying to find that. Hindi ko mahanap. Maybe it's a custom action though. Yeah. Any other questions?
I
Yes.
noticed Playmakers it's like a paid like $65. Is there any free alternative to that?
Yeah. I mean, Unity already owns Bolt, but they're a bit different. If you are familiar with the Unreal Engine, there's also this visual scripting called Blueprints, and a bit. They're actually more similar than to the Playmaker. And the problem with the Bolt one is we don't have actions readily available. You have to make them. You have to do them in their own like example. We have this state. We have a state. Okay, state to move. Lalagay lang natin diyan yung mga actions, di ba? If sa bolt, you will have to do that one by one. Kunyari, I have here sa action smooth look at. And this is an example of how complicated an action could be. You can inspect yung scripts sa edit scripts. And demonstrate ko lang yung how it could look like then if we used bolt. What's this? Hmm. Anyway, an action like this contains different like functions inside. So you'll have to create those mini functions then sa bolt. And unlike here, you just need one. Just pick it and drag it. You're done. Yeah. Smooth lookout, by the way, is you can use that to align yung character mo where you want it to look. Very straightforward. So yeah, yung pinagkaiba nila. And alternative siya because it's free, but much harder. So I definitely recommend Playmaker to anyone, especially when it's a sale. Uh, yeah, will definitely help anyone, I believe.
I demoed Bolt last year to my students in 2D game dev, and when I checked up on them about Bolt, they told me Bolt was too complicated and that they do prefer Playmaker. However, yun nga, Sir Peter, they have to buy it. So if you could open the Unity Asset Store for us to show.
Sure. Okay, to the window, package manager.
No, I
So,
mean the Asset Store, Sir
oh yeah,
Peter.
okay. Wait, I think there's a link here. I'll just asset store. Hmm, it's giving me an error. Wait lang. Yeah,
Oh,
Playmaker.
naka Black Friday sale.
Uy, 70% off. Tara, magkano na lang?
I think it's in 14 hours pa.
Ah, yeah. Coming soon pa pala. Yeah, yeah, $65. What do you want to look at again?
Can you open it?
Right. Mm, 14 hours. Yeah. Right. Where is it?
Go back.
What? What happened? Okay. So many indie titles obviously are successful with Playmaker. So, yeah, kung ako, yeah, I can definitely see na very sulit. I've been using it for 4 years plus.
Nabili
Yeah,
mo ba 'to, sir, na naka-sale?
no, I bought it full price because I'm very happy with it.
I've been
I,
talking with Sir Lawrence about getting licenses sa Ateneo for Playmaker. I think he's already allotting budget for it. Siguro mga, I don't know, tatlo, apat na Playmaker license pero hindi pa siya set in stone. Pero talagang nagbabala kaming bumili ng Playmaker license for you guys. Though not right now. Naka-leave ngayon si Sir, so I can't tell him about the Black Friday sale. Although, if you'd like to buy Playmaker for your own, for yourself, you can. But merong alternative for visual scripting that you don't have to buy, which is Bolt pa din. So if you'd like to try visual scripting without paying, you can try Bolt. Okay, any other questions for Sir Peter? Don't be shy, guys, about his experiences, what he finds difficult, any advice? Nagkaka-bundle sale, assets for the price. Ooh, I haven't heard of the bundle sale. That's interesting.
bundle. Anong ka-bundle niya?
Oh my God, wow. Kailangan nakaabang tayo.
Yeah, 85. Wow.
And $65. He's been modeling Valorant assets. Ooh, nice, Baron. Mother pala si Baron. Okay, any other? What about the others? Christian?
Yes.
How long does it take to understand the interface of Playmaker po? Like, uh, does it take days or weeks? Something like that?
Will also depend because the interface of Playmaker. All right.
In your experience, Sir Peter, gaano katagal sa'yo?
Dali lang. One day. Kasi napaka-straightforward naman niya. I'll just, yeah, example like create an empty game object, right click, gagawa ng state, lalagay na action, like audio play. Simple as that. I believe you can get it in one day. Except for these guys, like, nandito sa selection sa taas. Dati, sabi ko, saan yung global variable? Bakit hindi ko mahanap sa variables? Sabi ko, I have to go there pala. May separate siyang window. Yeah. Probably we can just move it somewhere like here. Swap the tabs. Yeah.
Can you show
But
us some of the games you made with Playmaker to see how flexible it is?
okay. Yeah, let's go to the website. Polysplit. So I have here multiple games already. Hey guys, please play Freak Balang. It's a bit long, but yeah, I want to share it to more people. I want more people to see this game because it's the most heavy content I've done and wala pa naman masyadong wala pa naman masyadong nagpe-play niya. Anyway, yan, madami akong games, multiple genres, action, shooter, platformer, ano ba 'to? Farming sim type, horror, racing, third person shooter, anong tawag dito, top down, gauntlet, dungeon breakout, and then meron din tayong mini games. Yan, mga mini games. Mga test, itong mga mini games na 'to, test ko lang para gumawa ng game sa Playmaker. You can see, 'di ba? Gumagana din siya sa mga HTML builds, WebGL type games. Can definitely do that. So dito ang button inputs natin, we have the mouse. We just have to click on on the UI element, on the UI object, which is the circle po. If I miss, score resets. Yan lang.
I see. Thank you, Sir Peter. Anyone else?
Yeah, I believe I didn't cover too much information sa Playmaker din. So, yeah, if you have any curious yeah, questions that you need for your own game project, maybe you can ask them here. You can ask me, like for paano ba gumawa ng smaller file size.
Yeah. Bago natin pakawalan si Sir Peter.
Yeah.
Go na, guys.
Maybe I should just, yeah. Should I go ahead?
Oh, what are you
Uh,
gonna do?
because I wanna show them yung sa assets. For example, sa environment.
How did you make the background to loop, Sir Peter?
Oh, oh yeah. Of course. Let's see the background objects. So, okay.
Is it Playmaker too?
If we move this, yeah, Playmaker siya. You see, I only have one sky or mountains, trees, game objects. If I move this, hindi yun yung way ko to loop seamlessly. So what I did, I have to go to the asset. I have to make the mesh type full rectangular instead of tight in your default. You have to go full rect. And then dito sa wrap mode, I had yung U axis, which is the horizontal axis, to repeat. And then we apply. By the way, I want to point this out. Use crunch compression if you want your file size to be smaller. Can you see? Ship space. So, ngayon, 42.3 kilobytes na lang ang file size niya. If I have this turned off, 1 megabyte. Okay. So just pressing this definitely lowers the file size drastically without, uh, 'di ba? Parang wala naman nagbago. So why not? Okay, anyway, let's go back yung pag-scrolling. Sa Sky game object ko, I have a material set which is scroll BG mat, and yun yung nagko-control ng pag ang tawag dito, yan, scrolling. So if I move the offset, gagalaw din yung background. So I have this material set to all trees, mountains, and sky. So whatever I do here, magbabago sila. Okay? But of course, are you familiar with parallax effect?
Yes
Parallax
po.
effect, yes, yeah. That is yung, 'di ba, iba-iba ang speed depende sa distance from the foreground. So, dito nga sa background natin, sinet ko yung pag-scroll with different speeds, which is controlled by the global variable scroll speed. So, constant lang yung scroll speed ko. So, right now, it's at 0.4. So, I want yung 0.4 magbabago sa iba-ibang floats. It's a bit complicated, but yung basically yung scroll speed, gusto ko lang parang i-multiply sila at different, like divide them at different speeds. That makes sense. So, yung scroll speed natin is may multiply yung 0.4 to 0.3. So, yun yung scroll speed 1, which is like the trees. So, mas mabilis. Ay, wait. Tama, mas mabilis siya. Kasi if you multiply by a lower value, mas magiging lower din yung value. Okay? So, I have 3 different variables na naka-assign sa pag-texture offset. Available na yan kahit walang custom actions. Set texture offset. You see? Okay. And based dun sa value ng pag-scroll speed, which updates every frame, gagalaw yung background. Guess niyo ba yung logic? Yeah. So there's one global variable na pag-control sa lahat ng pag-move ng background. There's one, and then dinivide ko lang sa tatlo, different varying speeds. But I want to point out as well na meron akong issue na na-encounter dito. If we turn this off, you'll see what I'm talking about. Let me just play. You see the particles? It doesn't move. You see the embers? It doesn't move. Kasi dinaya lang natin, di ba? Hindi naman talaga gumagalaw ang camera along the horizontal axis. So, hindi din gagalaw yung particles kasi stationary lang siya. So, I had to do a hack. I have this pool container. Basically, ang logic niya, dyan niya ilalagay lahat na ginawa kong pooled objects. Like yung firebolt, yung explode effects. Lahat niya ilalagay dyan. If I play this again, you will see na lahat ng game objects child niya na, under niya na. When of course I spawn them again. If I open this, you can, oh, yun, nawala. Did you guys see? No, I had to not die this time. I have to live. You see the child of the pool container? Nilalagay ko siya dyan kasi yung pool container object na yan, siya yung gagalaw for them. Siya yung may script na to move about, move with the world. Yan. Which is nakadepende din dun sa scrolling speed natin. This case, iba yung scroll speed. Kasi I don't wanna change yung value nito. So I had to create a new global, which is just connected to that.
So if I'm right, Sir Peter, you had to improvise.
Yes.
Okay. So with that said, guys, don't be afraid to look for solutions that are a bit out of this world, because in game development, whatever works works. So we're not all methodical. So if something works, if something you think will work, go for it. There's no one way to do things when you're in game development.
Yes.
Okay. Any requests for Sir Peter? Any other requests for our before we let him go? Okay, one last, Sir Peter, if you could show us how you build the game,
Oh,
just very quickly.
yeah. Quickly. So before, okay, let's just go to the build settings window. In the build settings window, the game will require you to add yung scenes that you need. In this instance, dapat for me to loop the game, to reset yung game, I have naka-control siya sa player, by the way. When he explodes, mag-reset yung game. Ilo-load niya yung, wait, I just wanna show this because it's how I load games. Ilo-load niya yung nasa level index na 0. And if you remember, sa build settings window, ang level index you will see here, 0. So whenever the pig dies, ilo-load natin ulit yung nasa 0, which is the game scene. So if you have multiple levels, you have to put them here. And then mag-interact dyan sila via the name, game scene, or via the number. Yeah, you can do that. Okay. So how do I build games? First, you need to check yung player settings mo. And dyan, you have to input kung ano yung name mo, yung name ng game, and kung anong version. Dito ka din pwede mag-set ng icon, yung cursor mo. Very ano naman, friendly naman siya. So, yan, galagay ka lang. Dito extra. Usually, I don't move them anymore. Except for the splash image because I want to have a custom. Yeah. You can edit the color. Nakita ba nyo? Basta, yeah. Dali lang naman. Daming options dyan. Kung gusto mong gumagalaw. I have to keep opening this. kung anong gusto mong logo na dumagdag, you can just click the plus and maybe we can add them pink, red. You guys familiar with the pink dread? You guys watch House of the Dragon?
I'm not sure they do.
And so yun, the pink dread. That's how you add yung kung logo nyo or kung ano man, title, game title. Okay. Madali lang naman. Anyway, let me just close this again. And then sa compression method, I always change this to LZ4HC. It's a bit longer to build, but yung file size mo it's much smaller. But anyway, if you have exported yung game mo naman once, it, when you export it again, when you build it again, it wouldn't take as long na. Okay? LZ4HC. But if you're in a game jam and you need speed, default is good enough. Okay? Okay, build. Madali lang. Specify mo kung saan. I wouldn't do that here. I'm not ready. But specify mo lang kung saan mo siya lalagay and then you're done. Mag-create na siya ng file. Then you open the executable file. If I can just show you the games I have sa desktop ko. Ito. Yan na siya. Kung nasa Mac OS ka, it just exports one. Like folder. Ayan. Ang gusto niyan. Yan, freak bala. I want you to guys try this. By the way, this has sensitive themes, so be warned. And my spoiler din because you can unlock the gallery when you finish the game. I don't want to show that yet. But yeah, this is a collaboration game made with a composer. Pinoy din siya. Yeah. Which was a friend of my brother, actually. Yeah. Lahat lang yan Playmaker. Wala akong ginagawang script on my own. You see that fog, that headlights? I bought that too sa asset store. For URP kasi. Kasi sa URP, at least, what I know, walang fog sa URP. Walang fog effects, mga ganyan. Rays. So I had to buy. Performative naman siya. Despite yan sa video. Okay. Still guys want to see more? Yan. Example ng smooth look at. Yung, parang ganyan yung effect niya. Kung saan nakatingin yung player.